Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Biz and Deers podcast. As always, the Guillotine, Rambo, Time of Power, coming back at ya, gentlemen. Oh man, you're looking fucking chiseled, brother.
That gym pays off. It works if you work it.
All right.
Well, we had a pretty uneventful evening. We finally made it out on our first coyote hunt.
Yeah, it was brought to our attention that we talk about it a lot, but we don't go.
Yeah. So we finally were like, you know what? We need to make this fucking shit happen. And we did. We did tonight. And actually, Runsky even made it out there. So, Johnny, why don't you give us a rundown?
All right.
Yeah, narrate the story for us.
We went out there about 4:30. We sat there. We turned the call on for 45 minutes. Didn't see a flocking thing. And then me and Seth were sitting there in the blind, and we were like, man, this fucking sucks, dude. What are we going to do? And then we were like, you want to go get a drink at the bar and then come back? That's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
We went down to the bar. We had a few beverages. Seth had quesadilla.
I did have a really good quesadilla.
Granite Run Tap Room in Port Deposit, Maryland.
No, very good.
And then we rolled out of there about 6:45. We got back to the property, waited on Ronsky to get there. As we were waiting, we seen about 150 geese, a bunch of them landing. We seen about 3 foxes just frolicking out in the field. Good thing it's not fox season because I would ice one of them bad.
If it was fox season, we'd had some blood on our hands.
And then Ronsky got there and we made our way down to our setup. And when me and Seth first got there, we were sitting in a blind. And we decided when we got back there that we weren't going to sit in the blind because it wasn't big enough for the 3 of us. So we sat on just in the timber a little bit and we fired off the call. How long do you think it was on? 25 minutes, 20 minutes?
Maybe.
Something. Yeah. And we did call in a fox.
Yeah.
So it does work.
No, the call did have some progress, I guess. It just didn't get the quite the animal we wanted.
Yeah.
You know, ifs and buts with cocks and nuts, we'd be getting gangbanged right now.
What? Never heard that before in my life. That was fantastic.
Playing that back.
So,
But me and you were talking about on the way back. There's a lot of foxes over there.
yeah.
So that might mean that there isn't as many coyote.
Because coyotes typically would offset fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I mean, we got out there, and we figured that out. And you know, we're sitting in the blind. It's like 4:30, and I'm like, I think we're in here way too early. And I was like, you know what? Let's Google it.
Yeah.
I Googled it, and it was like, yeah, man, you pretty much. And we're so new to this, like coyotes. It's just totally out of our wheelhouse. We're just trying this. We're trying to figure it out, and we're bringing you guys along for the ride. You know what I mean? So.
I think we videotaped almost all of it.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to get that video up and at least put it out there, but. So it seems to be the general consensus with coyote hunting is you really don't need to be going in there that early like you would deer hunting, and rather than that, just stay later into the dark. So I think next time what we're gonna do is rather than going in at 4:30, we're gonna go in like maybe 45 minutes before sundown and hang out a little bit into the dark and bring a spotlight and try to call it in. I think we'll have a lot better chances if we use that method opposed to what we did today. But it was fun.
Definitely cool. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get me going like deer hunting, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen a coyote yet either, so we don't know.
Yeah. I can imagine that if I do get one of these beautiful Maryland song dogs down my sights, I'm gonna get pretty riled up.
Yeah.
But you know, it's got to happen, so we got to do what we can to make it happen. We have other property that we can hunt. I got an old coworker who's a plant manager. He's going to let me hunt some of that property, so I'm looking forward to that, too. Hopefully I can get you guys in there, too. We'll see. But,
Do you think we had enough firepower with us?
oh,
We had
I don't know. Did we have enough firepower with
all
us?
the fire.
All
we,
the firepower.
we emptied the closets out. We had quite the variety.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
We had
cool.
long range, we had really short range, and we had medium range.
yep.
We had.
I brought the, so, Runsky,
Yeah, go ahead.
what'd you bring?
I brought my High Point SMG 45.
Nice.
Straight out of Call of Duty.
Yeah, straight out of COD.
Yeah, that thing's pretty sick.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Need an excuse to use it.
It's plenty of stopping power for a coyote, and that's like
fucking
the whole general consensus. Not to reuse that term, but on them is you can use just about anything to put these things down. I mean, really like what John had is more than enough. He had 30-06. I had 223 in my AR-15, and then you had the 45. And any of those rounds is plenty. They'll stop a coyote in its tracks. Especially that out 6. That out 6 will blow the front shoulders out of them.
I wasn't looking to wound it.
Yeah, that's right. And they fucking... It isn't like a deer where you clip it in the guts and it's going to run for a long time. Dude, you hit a coyote in the guts with a 30-06, it's going to drop on a spot. It's not going far.
See a puff of fur.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They ain't built like a whitetail, that's for damn sure. So that was cool. I mean, I enjoyed it, and we definitely learned something today. We learned, about timing and definitely sight. So when that fox came out, right, we did have a fox answer to our call, and it came out, and John was like, "Hey, look, there's a fox, there's a fox," and of course we're all like. It's like, when someone's like, "There's a cop behind you," and everybody looks. It was pretty much like that.
Don't look now.
He didn't like take off, but he pretty much. I think he's seen movement over in our direction, and he took off. So
we all grabbed our guns.
I mean, it's our first time.
Yeah, we got some learning to do, and that's cool. Hey, we're enjoying the process. So I think we didn't give these predators enough respect. Like we give whitetail all this respect where we're camoed out, we're 30 feet up in a tree. I get higher than pterodactyl tits when I climb a tree stand. But for these coyotes, we're just like, we'll post up in some lawn chairs and throw a call out. Like I think we need to. John's in blue jeans. Like I was all camoed out. I had face paint ready and shit. And John's like, "Yeah, dude, we're gonna sit in the blind." I was like, "Oh, all right, well, fuck me." But it's definitely something we're gonna have to work towards a little more. It's new to us though, and we're enjoying it. I enjoy it. I'm just glad to be back in the woods. Like
glad to be
it was exhilarating.
Yeah, we've seen some deer.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, we've seen everything but coyote.
Yeah.
Seen deer, geese, fox. Some asshole on his gator running his dog to death when we got there. So
I wasn't even thinking I should the turkey call. Should have took the turkey call when he went out.
Tried to get a gobble. Yeah, turkey season's
be productive.
Yeah, they are right around the corner. I mean, our turkey. I think it's April 19th.
April, yeah.
I seen 2 turkeys this morning out in the middle of the field.
Oh, did you?
Taking the dog to the vet. 2 turkeys just standing out in the middle of the field. They were definitely turkeys. They weren't turkey buzzards.
You won't see them April 19th.
Nope.
No, of course not. That's how it goes. Same thing with deer. Well, yeah, it's a little different. We got them pegged. We got them figured out.
Oh yeah.
These other animals, we're learning them. We got a lot to figure out still, but we're getting there.
It took me 30 years to figure out the fucking whitetail. Good God. I don't have much more longer on this earth.
Well, I feel like it's one of those things where when you know the way broadly, you see the way in all things. So you know the way of the whitetail and how to hunt a whitetail, so you can apply that knowledge towards all these other animals. You know what I mean? So we've got a nice big jump. It's just I don't think we gave predators enough credit tonight. We kind of just won that a little bit. But, hey.
But we learned a lot.
Yes, we did. And my takeaway is sit a little later, sit in the dark, and don't move. Yeah, watch your movement because they do see well. So
John was lighting up a Marlboro on the fucking.
I don't see shit. Virginia Slim, get her ready.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go in.
John's ripping bong hits in the blind.
I can't wait to go in the middle of the night though. That's gonna be fun as shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like creepy.
It is gonna be creepy.
Oh yeah, it'll be creepy, but it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
But we'll have enough ammunition and weapons to fucking supply a small army.
Yeah. I could go fight in fucking the Panama Canal and hold
you guys
off
don't think
for a
that's
weekend.
overkill?
That odd 6 is overkill, but I don't care.
Yeah, but hey, better to overkill than underkill.
That's right.
As I always like to say.
You tell me.
You tell me.
You tell me.
Yeah. So I think we're on the right track. We'll get one.
Anyway, about that guy running his dog to death when we got there.
Give us a rundown on that.
Yeah, we pull in and we see this guy going around the field edge on a gator. And then we see his dog running next to it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Does he even have permission to be here? And we finally meet up with him. And we're like, hey, guy, you got permission to be here? He's like, yeah, I got permission to be here. And then finally the conversation got into Seth asked, well, what the hell you doing with your dog? He was like, oh, I'm out here conditioning it for field trials for pheasant or some shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, they got to run for an hour straight. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of fucked up, dude. But whatever. To each their own.
Yeah, tying a dog to a fucking gator seems like overkill to me.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't fucking National Lampoon's fucking family vacation.
Yeah,
I love that little guy.
I don't know a damn thing about that, and I'm sure that dog is probably more than capable of handling it, but it just seemed a little inhumane to me. I don't know.
When you're pheasant
I don't know
hunting,
anything about him.
I mean, he wasn't running it to death.
Nah.
It was kind of jogging next to it.
He looked like he was hanging in there already. Yeah.
He was doing like 20 mile an hour. He wasn't going that fast.
He might have been hitting 30.
Yeah, I mean, he was kicking up a rooster tail behind the gator.
That dog's
just dragging
the dog along.
I'm conditioning it.
I'm conditioning him.
Pheasant.
Conditioning him as what? His fucking skin?
He completely made that up. He's just a sick bastard.
Yeah, he's just a sick fuck.
Just a sick
I'm
fox.
trying to callus his skin up.
Yeah, I'm just training it for pheasant.
Oh,
He's
man.
getting his rocks off out there, torturing something.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
You guys weren't supposed to be there.
No.
Yeah.
He's been doing that for a while.
It's
That's what he said.
well, Bobby W. Said I could do it as long as it wasn't a deer hunting season.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, that's cool, but we're going to be out here hunting coyotes and turkeys and stuff like that too. So if I see you out here again, I'm going to shoot you in your kneecap. And he looked at me kind of funny. I was like, and he was like, yeah, I think we made a good impression. I think,
Yeah, nailed it.
Nailed it. Yeah. See you later, man. See you again. Okay. He's like, what? I was like, have a good time.
Yeah, I thought that was strange.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything about training dogs. Well, I know something about training retrievers.
I'm
but
sure maybe someone can chime in on that messages.
Yeah, maybe. Speaking of which, that's a perfect segue. We did have a listener question, and I intended, excuse me, to put on the Instagram because we haven't done listener questions in a while, and I intended to put up on the Instagram some listener questions, but I forgot. However, we did have a listener question, and it was somebody who messaged us on, I believe it was Facebook. Oh,
No, it was Instagram.
I gotta re-get my connection. Was it?
No, I thought it was Facebook.
I think he messaged. Well, he messaged us on Instagram initially, but I think his question was Facebook.
Yeah.
So, and let me give a quick shout out here. His name's Braden. I can't remember his last name. Hold on.
Shout out.
Braden Phillips.
Braden Phillips from Kansas. Shout out.
Shout out Braden Phillips from Kansas. And his question was, which do you prefer, typical or non-typical bucks?
Yeah, and before we get into this, this question has been staring us in the face for 6 months, and we've just never even thought of it. So
yeah, but it's
good on you, Braden.
Great question.
Yeah.
So let's start with you, Runsky.
I like the freak. I want the non-typical. Yeah.
I don't blame you there.
What gets you off about the non-typical?
It's different. Something different, man. Wacky. You don't put something on the wall like I want something strange.
Have you seen the?
I get
something
that.
weird.
I like that strange.
I pick up on that.
Have you seen the latest world record whitetail?
Yeah.
It is a freak.
Yeah, and that's
a year
pretty
or two ago.
much every world record is always non-typical.
Yeah, but man, there is nothing like ginormous typical.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'd fucking take either.
Yeah, I'd
really,
shoot
but
either.
I think the non-typical is pretty fucking sweet.
Oh, yeah. That's like, what do you want? $100 million in hundreds or $100 million in hundreds that are 20 years old? I don't know. It's a bad analogy, but it's like, what do you want? A brand new Dodge Ram or a brand new? That's also a bad analogy. It depends on the truck you like, man. A brand new Chevy. I mean, I'll take either one. Right. They're both great, but I do personally. I'd rather shoot a typical buck, a nice big typical. Yeah, I like the non-typicals. Don't get me wrong. I think they're cool, but if they're the same score, if they're both at 160, or whatever, we can say 180, 200. If they're the same score, I'm going to take the typical over the non-typical.
But it'd be so sweet to have them just walk into your house. Like, look at that fucking freak show.
That's true. Big old drop
Look
time.
at that fucking freak.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, and I feel like they're more obscure too. You don't see them as often,
Right.
So it's got that that allure to it, you know.
Sam's dad has a drop time he killed about 25 years ago mounted, and that thing is fucking freaky. It's got a giant drop time.
Really,
Yeah, it's cool looking.
that's what I've been told. I have a giant drop time as well.
Huge drop time. But yeah.
It's more like a little kicker.
He's got a nice kicker off the G2
a nice
there.
little kicker.
I don't know. I love them both, but yeah, I'm gonna go with typical.
Yeah.
You got to pick one.
I don't know if I can pick it. It's like naming your favorite kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like Katy Perry or Shakira. Which one do you pick?
Shakira.
See?
Hell yeah, hips don't lie,
Hips
baby.
don't lie.
I'm going.
I don't know.
I'm a
Katy Perry with
Oh,
the
I got
Rubbies.
a great shooter. I got a great shooter pass for us, too. But go ahead.
I'm probably gonna go non-typical. Man, I don't know. Typical. I don't think
It's
I can
like,
pick.
and it's like a
I don't think I
typical,
can pick.
and a typical is like a beast. Typical is like Mother Nature's like perfect
Yeah,
specimen.
it's perfection.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's cool
I
too.
think maybe that's my thing. Is I like the symmetry of a typical and like the beauty of it. As to an atypical or non-typical is just a freak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think a huge typical is more rare than a non-typical.
Yes. But non-typical also you can get, depending on how the tines are and stuff, you can get detractions from your scoring too.
That scoring's a pain in the dick.
Yeah, it
God alive.
But hey man, if it's a big boy, I don't care what it is. I don't discriminate. You know what I mean? I'm all about it. If it's got nice big rack, I'm asking to what's she doing when she gets off? You know what I mean? Like, let's go.
Some guy at work, I was talking about deer season coming up, and he was like, "Yeah, hopefully you have better luck this coming year." Like, better luck, motherfucker! I shot 10 deer.
Does he watch?
No.
Apparently not.
I hate this motherfucking guy too. But I was like, I shot 10 motherfucking deer, and he was like, "Oh, but you didn't get a buck." I was like, "It ain't about a buck. You can't eat the fucking antlers, homie."
Yeah, like come
Got
on,
them
man.
loins.
Let's get real here for a minute. If you shoot 10 deer, I don't care where you're at in the world, you shoot 10 deer, that's a good season. That is a good season. If they're all does or not, hey man,
Exceptional season.
I love a 10 doe season. I mean, I'm taking that to the bank. Now, don't get me wrong, I love to shoot a big buck too, but
Speaking of non-typicals, didn't Braden have like a freak deer he shot last season?
yeah, man, he had a real nice buck on there on his Instagram. Are you pulling that up?
I am right here. Braden Philly.
Braden Philly.
That
Yeah,
is
that-
an
Dude, that's tall. I
absolute
told you, I love that tall
stud.
fucking. That thing is.
I love this. Let me
Yeah.
get a shot of him.
Yeah, nice and
You say
tall.
it again.
Yeah, that was a great buck, Braden. That thing was solid, dude.
Solid buck, dude.
Big body too.
Yeah, out there, Kansas deer. Kansas country's.
Right by my parents, man.
Yeah. What's going on? What's going on?
It's
with
happening.
That?
It's happening.
Oh, is that
Is
happening?
I'll talk.
What's the
You
deal?
want to talk about it now?
We'll talk about it now.
Yeah, let's
So,
fucking bring it out.
My dad's neighbor, Joe.
So, all right, hold on, rewind. Okay, so if you haven't been listening to the podcast and you're just tuning in, we've been up in the air about whether or not we're going to go elk hunting out in Colorado on public land this year, or we're going to go out to Missouri, where
Right on the Kansas-Missouri line where my parents live.
and we have some potential to hunt some private land there where we could have access.
So here's the deal. My dad's neighbor, Joe,
Shout
is
out,
loaded. He owns 3 transmission shops in Missouri.
Yeah, I know why he's loaded.
So my dad got to talking to him, and he was like, my boy and his buddies want to come out for deer season, opening week, and they want some property to hunt. He told my dad he'll make it happen.
Okay.
So I don't know if he knows people that own property. If he owns property, he said he's going to make it happen.
Well,
so
we
we're
should-
not going to Colorado. I'm 90% sure we're not going to Colorado.
Well, we should.
We're going to the Midwest.
We should definitely get that.
It's my dad's. He does weld work for him. Like whenever he needs shit welded, my dad like he.
So it's pretty solid.
It's 90%.
Okay.
Yeah, because
We got to lock in on it, because if we're
Yeah.
not going, we got to
absolutely.
start prepping
Yeah.
for Colorado.
Start prepping for the Midwest.
Yeah. Okay.
Start prepping for the Midwest. It's happening.
Fair enough.
Ryan wants to go to Colorado.
Well, that's what me and Ryan were talking about. Is maybe me and Ryan will go to Colorado, and you two go to Missouri.
Sounds good to me.
Hey. Okay.
You know what I mean? That way we get the best of both worlds, and we can make, little. It'll provide for us a little more content for the channel.
We'll kill some soybean hogs.
Hey, I'd love to. Missouri is it's a bucket lister. Before elk, I don't. Just something about my whitetail, man. I love it to
It's happening.
death.
I think that's mine.
Just go to Missouri. Come on.
I don't know. Let me see what Ryan says, because here's the thing. Also, I don't want to leave Ryan out to hang either, because now he's got the possibility to be able to take this vacation. So if we all go to Missouri, it's not like we can add another person to that list. And he really wants to go out and do elk. So I mean, and I've wanted to too, and that's more of a bucket list thing for me than Missouri is. As much as I'd love to go to Missouri, don't get me wrong, but I feel like that's something that would probably benefit all of us, is getting experience. You know, some of us can go there, some of us can go here and get a little bit of experience in both. You know what I mean?
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah. And it would provide for a lot more stuff for the channel. We can get some more videos. We can get probably me and Ryan getting our ass kicked out in the mountains in Colorado for a week.
Me and Rusty would
smoke
just
a bowl.
giant fucking
You guys smoking 12 pointers in
On
Missouri.
the cover Outdoor magazine.
beers and deers pod.
But hey, man, that's you know, that gives us a little more. We're covering more bases like that too. So I don't see a downside to it. And dude,
So this
let's
is
be realistic. We're gonna be hunting for the rest of our lives. We're gonna do both of these. You know, this ain't gonna be the end. This ain't gonna be the last time we're going to Colorado. This ain't gonna be the last time our opportunity to go to Missouri. We're gonna make these happen.
I know why you did this, you son of a bitch.
Why?
I know exactly why. You know what this has turned into?
What's that? A competition?
Team Gold Tip versus Team Easton. Is that what we're doing?
Hey, Team
Is,
Easton.
is that what we're doing?
Team Easton.
Team Easton's going to Colorado.
Shooter.
Team Gold Tip's going to the Midwest. Is that what's happening?
No.
Shooter pass, Easton or Gold Tip?
Go
Easton.
tip. Go tip. Go tip.
Gold Tip.
Right. They're both great arrows.
They're probably made by the same motherfucker.
And that's another thing, like, that we haven't really talked about a lot. I know we like to really just drool over Hoyts on here, but there's a lot of good bows out there. And yeah, we might be Hoyt guys, but dude, I've shot many bows that are fantastic. So don't think that it's the only option that I see good. I think PSE makes great bows. I think Matthews makes great bows. I think Prime makes great bows. I think Bowtech makes great bows. So there's plenty of great bows out there. Don't let me make you feel confused if you've been following and think like, oh, Hoyt's the only way to go. It's not. There's plenty of great bows out there, and the technology is just better now than it has ever been.
And I'm telling you, like, I follow all the bow companies on my social media, and some of these bows look fucking sick.
Yeah, I really like PSE's bows, Prime's bows too. My dad, I just found it. So I don't know if I talked about this, but my dad was a PSE guy, and I just got his bow back from some family that I have down in Virginia. I
Got an arrow through that thing yet?
I did. I shot it once. Whew, let me tell you what.
I
This
love-
thing is a 90-pound draw weight on this thing.
Yeah.
And this bow is 25 years old. Dude, this thing is gnarly.
Yeah.
The draw length's too long, so I'm going to take it up to Autumn Sky Outfitters in Street, Maryland, and get Luke, Larry, or Don to hook me up and get the draw weight adjusted a little bit, and might just get her dialed in. And I do plan to hunt with it this year. It's because here's the thing: I'm going to kill a deer with that bow, and I'm confident when I say it. I might not, but I'm confident in assuming I'm going to kill a deer with that bow. And that's a 25-year-old bow with a 90-pound draw weight, and it's probably shooting about 200 feet per second.
Yeah.
But you can still kill a deer with that. You know what I mean? You don't need the best stuff in the business to kill deer. You just don't. Now, am I going to go shoot at the tack at 100 yards with that thing and do well? No.
God,
No, I'm not. But if I'm killing whitetail, you don't need these big bells and whistles and stuff like that. You can hunt deer on a budget, man. You can get a $300 bow and go kill deer with it. You can get your Pops' old 25-year-old PSE and go kill deer with it.
Yeah, I want to shoot my. I want to kill a deer with my dad's bow.
Yeah.
His Golden Eagle, 110-pound draw. Yep.
Yeah, we'll make a little throwback series. Maybe
That'd be
we'll
cool
go
shit.
out with the old man's bows, and we'll do it. We'll hunt in red flannels and jeans with
Fred Bear.
25-year-old bows, and we'll go slay some does.
Well, I'm still using my state-of-the-art tree stand, so.
Yeah, I'm still using my my Summit climber, but shout out to Summit. They do make a damn good climber. That's another thing that is also, we've been brand whores about too with the Summits, but there's a lot of good tree stands out there too. But Summit's in my opinion, there is a best. As to bows, there's a lot of good bows, but with a tree stand, for bang for your buck, man, Summit's hard to beat for a climber.
Who makes a better climber?
Who makes a better climber? I mean, you can argue like Lone Wolf, but dude, they're astronomical in price.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? So that's another topic that I wanted to discuss.
Ooh.
So I was on. Let's just segue on over. I'm killing it with the segues today.
Hey, we're getting good at this.
Da 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 da
It's all
da.
flowing together.
27 in.
It's a D-O double motherfucking G. All right, so the company is called Hytek, Hytek, and this tree stand that they have designed, it's called the HT1, and what it is they call it a drive carriage rail system.
What the fuck?
It's a fucking elevator. So if
I did see that. Yeah.
Have you guys seen? All right, I don't know if you're listening. If you've seen these my grandmother used to have one, and it was a chair that would sit at the bottom of her steps, and she'd sit on the chair, and it would.
Yeah, Joe Biden needs one to get on Air Force One.
Yeah, he busted his ass while climbing up them steps.
Anyway,
But it's basically like one of those old people things, the chairs that drive them up their steps. Except this one is vertical, and you strap it to a tree stand, and I guess it comes in sections. Apparently, you can do it. One person can put this thing up. It's a one-person assembly, and it comes in sections, and it's basically an elevator. So like, if you're 90 years old and you want to get up in your tree and hunt, you can slap this thing on a tree, and it will literally lift you up like an elevator to whatever height you want. And you say like, oh, what if the battery dies? It has an automatic hand crank that comes with it.
Oh, sick.
So if the battery dies, you can hand crank yourself down. Like, that thing is sweet. I think the MSRP is like $3,000 on this thing. Yeah, so it's not something in my near future, but maybe when I'm an old man and I can't climb anymore.
I get it for that. Like, people have disabilities that want to hunt.
yeah,
like
you
older-
wheelchair your old man out into the woods.
Right.
Yeah, and you want to get them up in a stand. I think that's really cool, man.
It's cool.
I thought that was pretty
It's
cool.
a bit pricey.
Yeah,
Does it really need to be that much money?
I don't know.
You won't catch me anymore.
No, not for a while.
Not for a while. Not until I'm pissing
No.
and shitting myself.
God
Give
forbid.
me 50 years.
Yeah, hopefully I don't end up in one. You never know, though, man. Accidents happen.
Yeah,
You get into a car accident and you fucking can't climb a tree stand.
I wrecked my fucking hog out there.
Yeah, one of you guys lay one of your bikes down.
Strong
That's
possibility.
Pretty
Yeah.
likely.
Yeah, all the work I'm doing on my motorcycle, I'm probably gonna, it's probably gonna break.
Yeah, you'll get out there and hit 50 and just start shaking.
He's got,
Most likely.
he's got his ape hangers up here. They just fall down. Look at it.
Probably. I wouldn't.
They come off. You're like, what the hell?
Speaking of that, I did get my bars wired up today.
Yeah.
It's-
He got them wired up.
No, they're good to go.
He's like, no.
Everything works.
Yeah.
Everything works.
He's going to hit his turn signal. The bike will stall out.
Nope. I made sure that everything works before I bolted it all
You're going to
down.
make a left turn, hit your turn signal. Others like, wow.
Well, you don't need turn signals. Hand signals.
Yeah, hand signals. Oh, man.
Oh, shit. That's funny.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I thought that tree stand was pretty sweet. I got a couple topic points here I want to discuss tonight. So we got that one.
Anyway, shout out to our last week's guest, Hal Bell.
Yeah.
That
Good
was-
fun guess,
yeah,
man. That's
yeah,
a fun
that was
time.
cool.
We had a good time. I was hungover as hell the next day
was
going into
fucked
work.
up.
Yeah, I was pretty tuned up last week, man. Whew, got a little off the rails, but hey,
Yeah,
you know
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that was good stuff. It was all authentic content. Oh, natural, and that's what we're coming at you with every week.
Yeah.
There are no punches pulled here. We're keeping it real with you guys, so you're getting 100% authentic content every time.
That's right.
I did, and I was apprehensive. I'm apprehensive about getting into it on the podcast because I think I'm going to make a review video. But I did just purchase the Vortex 12x50 Crossfire HD binoculars and the harness that comes with them, which you also purchased.
I also purchased the harness.
I'm going to say this. I'm really impressed with the quality of these binos. I mean, they are sick. And you got to try them today. What did you think?
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Vortex, they make nice stuff, man, and the warranty's hard to beat. I'm a big Vortex fan. But I'll probably do a review of them and get it on there. That's what I'm going to use for the tack as well. Because at 115 yards, I can look at my Glendale buck, and I know exactly where it hit. You know what I mean? I can see the outlines in it. I mean, it's nice.
I mean,
It's
there's
nice.
a guy there with a spotting scope, but still.
Yeah, but I'd still like to have the option of myself while I'm on the mountain too,
Yeah.
not just when I'm shooting at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so look out for that. I'll do a review of that.
Yeah, your review of your bow has just fucking hit the stratosphere, dude.
All right, so
Yeah, let's dive into that.
yeah, so I didn't get into this because last week we had a guest, so I didn't get into the whole shit show that happened with my bow, and I was also apprehensive about it because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. But so as you guys know, if you listen to our recent podcast and my issues with the bow, I dry fired it and I had to go get a new string put on it. So I dry fired my bow and I went and got a new string put on. Custom string, whatever. And when I got the new string, it was fantastic. I loved it. And I didn't get to shoot it a whole lot, but I did shoot it a few times. And I started getting it dialed in, got it sighted and everything. And John, when he seen it, he says to me, he says, man, there's something up with that peep. He's like, that don't look right.
It looked funky.
Yeah, he's like, that
Did
peep's
not look
funky.
right.
And I was like, well, it's Lancaster Archery that tied this peep in. They know what they're doing. So, we're like, okay, whatever. Well, I'm shooting my bow one day, and all of a sudden, I shoot an arrow, and the arrow goes out of the bow, but it didn't go all the way to the target, and my string snapped. It went about, I want to say, 10 to 20 yards, probably 15 yards out of the bow, and my string snaps. I immediately, scream at the top of my lungs, fuck! And I grabbed my phone, and I wanted to throw it. I was so pissed off. But I called Lancaster Archery, and I finally got somebody on there. And, normally I'm a cool, calm, collected person when it comes to shit. But I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, what's going on? And they were like, well, you sure you didn't dry fire it? I was like, dude, I just fucking dry fired this thing. I know I had a fucking arrow in this thing. I'm telling you, I know what you're thinking, but I did not dry fire this bow. I know for 100%. And like, all right, well, all we can tell you is come up and we'll see what's going on. So the next day, I had my kids. So when I gave my kids back to their mom, I shot up to Lancaster, and I shot up there and I laid the bow down. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you right now, I didn't dry fire this bow. The string snapped. And the bow tech's like, no, I believe you, man. Let me look it over and let me see if I can't find anything. He looked at it for probably under a minute, and he said, your peep wasn't tied in right. And I was like,
I'm a guru.
yeah, John called it. And he was like, yeah, man, I had a very similar thing happen to my bow one time. And it can happen if your peep's not properly tied in. It's basically like rubbing on your strings every time you draw it. And it can cause your string to snap over time. Not a lot of time, because it didn't take a whole lot of shots to do this.
Yeah, every time you were pulling it back, it was sawing.
It's basically
into
like sawing on your strings. And especially when as soon as you release, it's just all that tension's hitting your strings because it wasn't tied in properly. And now this is where Lancaster, they really, they stepped up and they did me right. So I was like, well, look, man, this is not my fault. I had to drive 2 hours, both ways to come up here, and I got to get a new string put on a color I really don't want. How are you guys going to make this right? Mm-hmm. And they were pretty much like, look, dude, we're going to hook you up. And I got a Glendale full rut buck, a stokerized 14-inch stabilizer.
It's a Mandingo.
I got a hip quiver for the tack and an arrow puller for $220. They pretty much gave me
and a free string, right?
Yeah, and a free string. Yeah. So they pretty much gave me 50% off and a free string. They made it right. They did the right thing. It looked out.
Yeah,
so
we're not bad mouthing Lancaster Archery.
Yeah, accidents happen. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but man, I felt like I was losing my mind. I was like, I know I didn't dry fire this bow, man. I'm telling you, dude. And he's like, no, dude, you're right. It was cool. And I was just like, at that point, by this time, I had time to cool off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was like, you guys need to make this right. Like, that's only fair. And thank God the bow was, shout out to Hoyt, was fine again. No issues with the bow.
God.
Oh, dude, I would have been so
Man
mad.
knew it's been in the ringer, dude.
Oh, if it was messed up, I'd have been like, look, I'm taking this brand new one, and I'm leaving with it, and that's gonna be that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But no, they made it right. They did the right thing, and they hooked me up. Like that Glendale buck alone is worth more than $220 that I paid for all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with it. Yeah, red. I got a red string. Not my favorite. Not my first choice, but they did right, and I'm happy with it now. And it's been shooting great. I got it resighted in. It's dialed in. I've been driving tax with that thing. I'm back out to 115 yards, and I mean it's. I love that bow. I love that bow, and I love that Glendale buck. That thing is sick.
I'm
man.
coming over Sunday, and I'm putting some arrows in that bed boy.
Yeah, Sunday we got a
I'll come
video
over too,
we're
yeah.
gonna make. I talked to John about it. I'm not gonna give it
No,
away, but
I'm
look
gonna
out
talk
for
to
this
them about
video. We're gonna call out somebody, and we're gonna fling some arrows, and we're gonna call out some big shots and see if they're up for a little competition. We'll see what
That's
happens.
Right. That's right. That's right.
But
I'm winning that.
yeah, hopefully your Venom 33 gets in.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, this is torture.
How long's it been? Not that long.
No, it's been
4 or 5 weeks.
a month.
Yeah.
Been a month and 3 days.
A month and 3 days.
17 hours and 4 minutes.
Not that I'm counting right now. yeah.
I mean, that's not that long.
Nah, you should have it within another month.
Dude.
You never know, dude. All it takes is one phone call. It's
Oh
like
my
hunting
God.
deer. It's like hunting deer. All it takes is 1 second, man.
Yeah.
Dude, they're gonna call you, and you're just gonna get all giddy, and you leave work early and go get your bow.
I was thinking about just calling him just to talk to him, just to make me feel a little better. Hey, it's Jeremy, man. I'm the guy that ordered that bow a month and 3 days ago. 2 minutes. Any word or anything?
Yeah, I'll never order another bow again. That was torture with that obsession.
Yeah, man. I am a huge proponent of self-discipline, but I have the self-discipline of a toddler.
Yeah.
So when I want something, I want it now. I don't want to wait for it. So that's like when I wanted that Venom. See, I have the luxury. I'm not a left-handed freak.
Non-typical.
Yeah.
Hey!
So, I'm not non-typical. So I called around to find the color I wanted. I found Venoms at other shops, but when I finally found the color that I wanted, I was like, I'm going to get it right now. I'll be there. I'm leaving work early. I'm coming to get it. You know what I mean? But you didn't really have that luxury.
No.
So you got to wait. But hey, man, it's going to make it that much sweeter when you
You
get
ain't
it.
kidding.
Yeah. That thing is sick. You're gonna love the way you look. I
Especially
guarantee it.
from going from what you are now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like from going from like a 1986 Pinto to a fucking 2021 Corvette.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You nailed it. And you already went ahead and got a nice sight and everything.
No,
so
I'm ready. I got all the
you're ready.
accessories. Yep.
The
I'm
accessories are good
I'm
to go.
just like this.
I got that sidebar mount for you too. Because
Yeah,
I ordered
yeah,
the
I'll
extra
get-
one.
I'll get,
So we got that. You're set. Oh, did you get a rear stabilizer yet?
Not yet.
That's something you have to get. But other than that, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's gonna be sweet. You're gonna love it. And dude, when it comes to sidebar stabilizer, or rear stabilizer, whatever you want to call it, they are awesome, man. I really, really like mine. And this is the first bow I put one on. I've always wanted one. I've just been cheap, but I finally broke down and bought one. And dude, it makes a hell of a difference being able to just draw and your bubble's already level. You don't have to apply any movement.
You're
and-
not torquing it.
Yeah, and you don't have to run the risk of torquing it, because if you try to level it with your hand, you're applying torque to your bow, and your string's going to get misaligned, and then you're applying torque to your cams. It's not a good thing. So if it's already level, you're that much less likely to torque your bow with your hand. So it pays in dividends, especially long range shots. I mean, it's so beneficial to have that sidebar mount on your bow. It makes such a huge difference, and it adds more weight to the bottom of your riser. So heavy is steady. So the more weight you got down on the bottom of your bow it's allowing you to hold that bow more steady, and it's not going to want to sway as much. As to if the bottom of your bow is all super light, it's real easy to get a lot of sway down at the bottom, and it's going to make your bubble or your pin float a lot more. It's going to do a whole bunch of figure eights around that target as opposed to just real small and slow ones.
Yeah, those little tiny rubber limb savers stabilizers, they're not doing anything.
No.
They might
Help
take
with
away some sound and
vibration.
some vibration, but they're not doing anything for stabilization.
No. No, they're absolutely
You got to
not.
reach it. You got to at least have 8 inches on the end of that bow.
Oh, I'm falling way short.
You ain't getting.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, you have to get that weight out in front of the bow and change the center of gravity, which you're just not doing that with the little short 6-inch stubby. It might help a little bit, but it's very minimal.
I'm definitely not doing it. The 6-inch stubby. I'm definitely not doing it.
I'm not driving anything home with that.
I'm already dealing with a 3-inch stubby.
And that's the thing about a target bow and a hunting bow too is now with a hunting bow. I mean, really, that's fine if you're just gonna hunt with it. It's probably all right. Would it be beneficial to have a little bit longer of a stabilizer? Yes. But is it the end of the world when you're shooting a whitetail at 20 yards? No, it's not.
This is more of a question for you two. I'll throw a question out. I know my answer, but I want to hear your guys' perspective on this.
Okay.
Do you almost feel as if target shooting and hunting have kind of intertwined a little bit, as to where, like, a couple years ago there was a clear line on stabilizers? Do you feel it's kind of, because I kind of feel that, like, target shooting and hunting compound bows are kind of like intertwining a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. And like with like releases too. Like the hinge release.
Yeah,
that used
yeah.
to
Like
only be like
a target.
And now it's moved over into
I feel that like they're kind of starting to intertwine a little bit.
Yeah,
or become more universal.
The worlds are starting to collide, if you will. Particularly, like John said, in the way of releases. You're starting to see more and more people hunt with hinge release. Yeah. As opposed to before, it was almost unheard of. You know what I mean?
But a sidebar stabilizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah,
that's nothing that you would never see that on a bow 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's pretty uncommon. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Oh man, I love mine.
And you got like 3D tournaments where guys will you can have like hunting setups and 3D tournaments and stuff, but just for as opposed to like just strictly speaking, just for hunting and target, like I feel like there's definitely benefits that you can take from target and apply into hunting. Like stabilizers, for example, a target stabilizer isn't going to have like the dampening in it that a hunting stabilizer will have.
Yeah.
They're mostly just about getting the weight out. They don't really care about sound or anything like that. It's just about getting the weight out in front of you. But now you're seeing a lot more hunting stabilizers that are getting that weight out farther in front of you. So it's like taking a little bit from target and applying it towards the hunting world. And I feel like it doesn't apply quite as much to whitetail hunters because we're mostly inside 40 yards whenever we're shooting. So it's not
at
much
least here on the East Coast.
Yeah. But if you're now take elk hunting, you're going elk hunting, you're shooting elk 60, 70, 80 yards. I mean, it's really nice to have that weight out in front and have that stability and to be able to keep your pin from floating as erratically. So it's definitely a factor. It's definitely a factor. I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, I think it's cool as shit.
Yeah, I do too. It's fascinating. Just the evolution of archery is as long as we've been doing it. I mean, it's almost like crazy to think that every year we can get better, but we do. Every year we do. It's just there's some brilliant minds out there that are doing this stuff.
And we say it every year.
Yeah.
How does this get better? How can it get better?
But it does.
Somehow.
And I see, and then arrows too. You got arrows as well, and they're making these arrows, and the bows that are so powerful now, and these cams that are so fucking high torque. They're having to make more stiffer and stiffer spine arrows. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you see fucking 200 spine arrows before you know it, just to hold up to the amount of power behind these bows anymore.
I can't remember who said it. It may have been Dudley. It may have been Dudley. I can't remember who said it. They said you build your bow around your arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's one thing I really want to start playing with, and it's just like, man, this just gets more and more expensive.
I haven't delved into building arrows yet. I know everything about building a bow, but man, God Almighty.
Yeah, the arrow is a whole nother thing, and there's like
FOC, all this other shit. It's like, what the fuck?
And that's like I'm aware of my FOC, you know what I mean, and I'm paying attention to these things, but do I know that I can make it better? Yes, absolutely,
of course.
But in order to do that, you really have to build your own arrows, and man, it's a nice chunk of change you're gonna have to spend to do this.
How do you figure this out? You know?
Yeah.
How many multiple different types of arrows are you gonna have to shoot before you find the right one?
Yeah.
How much money you have to fucking spend to find the right fucking arrow setup?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
And after all that, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm shooting run-of-the-mill arrows at 115 yards, and I'm shooting okay.
Yeah, you're shooting a 12-inch 12-inch group,
Yeah.
which is perfect.
And now, could I get a little tighter with some better arrows?
Of course.
I bet I could.
Yeah.
But you're talking about a nice chunk of chains that I have to spend on an arrow jig and fletchings and wraps and different various things. You got to get your arrow, the spinner, you got to get the arrow saw, you got to get the arrow square, like all these things that it's a lot of money to pour into just to get a little bit tighter of a grouping. You know what I mean?
Thank God Goldtooth does that for us.
Thank
God.
And like you've said before, we're whitetail hunters on the East Coast. How far are we really shooting?
Yeah, we're not.
It's
But-
just not there.
What we are doing is we're starting to dive into some out of the box things. Especially this past year, we've been getting into this crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's true. But
And that's now it's coming into play. As to before, it hasn't been for us. It doesn't matter. But now it's starting to matter a little bit.
fuck, dude.
Yeah, for the tack at 115 yards, does building an arrow matter? Yeah, it can be a factor. Absolutely.
Yeah, it could be
the difference,
going home with a truck and not a truck.
Yeah.
Going home with that truck.
And by
Oh,
the
we're
way,
going home with that truck.
yeah, I'm going home.
You
with
get
that truck.
fucked.
And we are aware, by the way, because I had a listener ask me that yes, we're not going to drive home with the truck that day. We know that.
You just don't get to take it and leave.
It's
Just
that guy's-
paperwork involved.
What's that guy's name? I want to cuss him.
It's just terminology.
We're stealing it, you dumb bastard.
Yeah, we're stealing the truck. Okay, we're not going to actually shoot.
We
at this
get
target.
those taxes involved and
We understand
Transfer of
there's more
ownership,
tax
yes.
after our tack, and they have to draw the name.
we have bought vehicles.
Give me a
before.
break,
Yeah, we're aware of this, but
asshole.
nonetheless, none of that's going to matter because I'm going to hotwire that motherfucker. She's coming home with me.
Tell me.
You tell me. Tack truck what? I'm going to get that thing wrapped in beers and deers, baby.
Seth's gonna be like, "Can I sit in this thing? Check it out." The key. Well, the keys are in this
Guy's
thing.
going to be like, sure.
See ya.
See ya. Take out all 3D targets on the way out.
Take down,
Drive into a lemonade stand.
take down a couple hot dog stands.
Yeah. But it will be coming home with me.
Yes.
What kind of truck is it gonna be?
We don't
They
know.
still haven't released it yet,
Yeah,
man.
it said
Which is
they're doing
crazy,
it up.
'cause isn't
Yeah.
Texas this weekend?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure the first tack is this weekend.
Is there any car manufacturer sponsoring TAC? We could cheat and find out.
I mean,
but
it was
I don't-
Ford. It was
I don't
Chevy.
think so.
It's-
we don't know yet, so it's really under wraps.
Yeah, it was a Tacoma one year.
If it's a Tacoma, I'll run a key down the side of it.
yeah.
What? I like
Nah,
Tacomas.
drive it.
Tacomas are.
I like the taco.
Trying to find out right here. Total archery
I mean,
challenge.
Ford, Chevy, Dodge, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'll be a Subaru. It'll be a '98 Subaru Forester
God, I hope not.
with a ski rack on the
Oh
top.
yeah, I'd be like, you can keep that, dude.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Let me just shoot the target for fun, bro.
But not only is there the truck, but there's also other options there. Like you can shoot towards a bow. I think they have one where you can even shoot towards like a Yeti cup and stuff. So there's
Yeah,
other
it's all
stuff to do
kinds of
there.
shit.
I'm probably gonna go there and just spend all the money I have. I'll leave poorer than I already am.
Yeah,
So-
San Antonio is next month,
What?
April 16th.
What's the first tack? I thought.
San Antonio.
Is that it?
San Antonio's nice, man. You ever been to
Okay,
San
maybe I
Antonio?
was getting confused with April 16th, March.
Yeah, you
16th.
have. San Antonio's sweet.
I've seen Dallas.
San Antonio's nice.
I don't know if I've ever been there. I've been all over Texas.
The Riverwalk, very nice.
San Antone and then southeast. I don't know where that is. Probably
Okay, so we
Tennessee.
still got time. That's why they haven't released it yet. We still
And
got a
then
month.
Vermont got canceled.
Why?
And then probably COVID canceled.
COVID
What?
canceled,
Yeah. Give me a break.
in
It's fucking
Vermont?
outside. Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
And then Seven Springs, which we're going to.
Seven Springs tack.
And then Boyne Mountain, Michigan, South Dakota, Colorado, Montana, Utah. So we won't know who won the truck until mid-August, maybe September.
Yeah.
Because Utah is done July 30th through the August 1st. So. So we know we're not driving away with the fucking truck. Give me a goddamn break.
But yeah, it'll probably be August that we'll find out.
We find out that we're bringing it home.
Yeah, when they draw my name out of the hat.
When they draw my name.
When they draw my name out of the hat, they'll probably send me an email
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey, where do you want to pick the truck up at?"
Well, when they send me an email and they say, hey, what's the address that we need to drop this thing off
And
at?
you'll say 17 Ambleside Drive. Oh shit!
You idiot!
Well, there's my address.
Send us some fan mail.
Me and double enders in the mail.
Hey,
Potatoes and shit.
send some butt plugs.
We're doing unboxing like Dave Portnoy.
Oh, I might have to edit that one out. Fuck.
Yeah, you gotta edit that
Definitely
out.
edit that one out.
Mm.
But yeah,
You
man.
should do like an obnoxious censor over it, like
I'll think of something funny. Yeah, so hold on. I've got one more interesting fact this week, and this one is one that is it's pretty disturbing, actually, and really, really unfortunate for the archery community. And I hope I'm one of the few people that had noticed this. But I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with a recent shooting in Atlanta.
I've heard about it. I don't know.
I can't
full
say that
details.
I am.
So recently there was a young guy who went into an Asian massage parlor and shot several of the girls there. I think killed 6 people.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. And I noticed this. And it's like, man, I was almost like, I don't know if I even want to discuss on the podcast to give it any publicity. But this guy had in one of his mugshots, had a Matthews archery hat on.
I did see that.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
Well, at least it wasn't a Hoyt.
That's a sick twist, you son of a bitch. Yeah. On that, I don't need a piece of this.
That's a bad, that's just a bad look on archery as a whole, man.
I don't know if it's on archery, but it's on our demographic.
Yeah.
Of the outdoorsman.
White male outdoorsman. Yeah, like that. It just doesn't look good, and I hate that, man. And I feel like my first response to seeing that was like, media should censor that.
Yeah, but
Like, they should cover up any logos on it, just not to be affiliated with this sick fuck.
but if
Like, this guy should be hanging from a ceiling fan somewhere or whatever. Like, this sick bastard. He probably bought some Matthews from. He probably got what is that? What is Matthews knockoff? Diamond or something?
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you asked,
He probably bought one of them and went hunting one time, never killed anything,
Or
and,
didn't hunt anything.
at
Or
all,
didn't.
and just wears the hat
has never used a bow.
because he's a straight up poser
Yeah.
and a sick fuck. Yeah,
but if you ask the person that has zero knowledge of our industry, I guess
They
you could
don't
say,
know.
they wouldn't have any idea what the fuck that shirt means.
yeah, that's true.
But our industry does, and they would just wave it off as, oh, he shoots fucking Matthews, whatever.
Yeah. I just thought that was. I thought that was interesting. It's just something to touch on. And
So if you're gonna go shoot up an Asian parlor, don't wear a
take
Hoyt
off
hat.
your
Thanks.
fucking hat, for fuck's sake.
Or
man.
just don't shoot up an Asian parlor.
Or just don't fucking kill people.
Or just don't kill people.
Yeah.
Obviously, that guy didn't kill enough deer for the season. He didn't give him enough blood.
Yeah. He's got to get his shit together.
Get your fucking shit together. Contact bears and deers, and we'll show you how to kill a goddamn deer.
Yeah, well, we'll take him out in the woods and do something.
Or
with
we'll go to the parlor with you and just have a good time.
him. Yeah, like,
There you
dude,
go.
there's better shit to do at Asian massage parlors. Believe me. What the fuck, man?
Fuck that.
And they're trying to, well, I don't want to get too into it. It's just a mess, man. Jesus. I feel sorry for them girls.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Pretty rough stuff.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
Yeah. Yep. But at least it wasn't a Hoyt hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least it wasn't a
Here you
Hoyt.
go with this Hoyt shit again.
Silver lining. Wasn't a Hoyt hat.
I think it's silver lining.
You think they were paying you or something?
It's like, dude, and that's the thing. Like, there's always bad people. There's always these sick fucks
Always
out
bad
there.
people.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
They ain't going nowhere.
And whether he had a Nike sneakers on or whatever, none of that is really relevant. I just thought it was something interesting to point out on. The guy's a fucking weirdo.
It just goes to show only maniacs shoot
Matthews.
Don't me.
Yeah, they make a great bow. They do. They do. Matthews makes
It's Matthews Hoyt.
Yeah, I mean, for years, that's always been the top two. I mean, Matthews, they make a great bow. They really do.
I don't like that 28-inch axle to axle, man.
Yeah,
That
man,
bow
fuck
is
that
too
short,
small.
man. It's
Too
short.
small. And we're sawed off bastards.
Yeah.
And I would never shoot that.
Could you imagine being, 6 foot tall and shooting a 28 to 8A?
You can't.
I mean, man.
Well, Cam Haynes is as big as you guys. He likes a longer axle to axle.
Yeah, longer is fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's less forgiving. Or it's
The
more
short,
forgiving.
The short axle is less forgiving. Yeah,
The longer axle to axle
is more forgiving. Yeah, you're gonna shoot a little, probably more consistently with a longer axle to axle.
Yeah, he's always like, it's all about string angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's if they had, when I was looking for the Venom, I'm good with a 30 because of my size. But if they had a 33 in the, what is my color? It's something wilderness green. I'd have probably went with the 33.
Really?
Yeah. Because I mean, I like the longer axle to axle, but the 30 that's plenty for me, and it gives me a little more speed. So I'm good with that.
Yeah, with that Matthews 28-inch axle to axle, are you really gonna get good groupings out at 100 yards?
Man.
I don't know. I never shot one,
Oh yeah. No.
but I mean it's really small.
Yeah.
And mine's 30.5 inches axle to axle, my Helix, and that's a big goddamn difference.
Yeah. That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
To each
And I
their
mean,
own.
your string angle is going to be insane on that thing at full draw. I mean,
Yeah, one guy on the Hoyt owners Facebook, he was like, "Why does the fletchings on my arrows always hit my chin?" And he was shooting a 28-inch axle to axle Matthews. I'm like,
yeah.
your fucking axle to axle is too small. Your angle is so compressed,
Yep.
it's so acute, if you will, that it's just coming way far into your face.
Did you
Yep.
see another thing with Hoyt? God, we sound like fucking Hoyt sluts.
They need to fucking pay us.
Dude, fucking, did you see the Hoyt tagged out?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
How cool is that?
That's
is
cool. They got a new Hoyt's got a new
Yeah.
Instagram where basically you just tag Hoyt tagged out on there and they'll feature you on their page. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, they're for the people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and most of these bow brands are. Most
I'll
of
be
them
on
are.
there this year
It's just not obsession.
With a button buck.
with my non-typical button buck.
This is not a typical button bug.
That's a non-typical button buck right
His
there.
button's growing out of his eye.
That thing's as big as a silver dollar. That ain't no quarter.
That's an overly large button.
That's an
bug.
overly large, but I know my button bucks.
That button's the size of a grizzly can. Let me tell you,
He was going to be big someday.
he's a freak in the making. All right, I got a shooter pass for us.
Uh-oh.
Let me look at my notes here. I thought of this one, and I thought this one would be relative. All right, so say you've got an animal that may be typically something that you would find in your kitchen, in the oven, or maybe on the stove, like say a chicken or a pig, and you might consider them a pet. How would you feel if you owned chickens, for example, about actually eating these chickens once they get a little older in age?
I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah, it's not going to apply to me either because I wouldn't have a chicken as a pet. Or a pig as a pet.
So, John, would you eat your chicken?
Yeah, I would.
You would eat your
Yeah.
chickens?
Sam wouldn't let me, but I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had one chicken die a couple months ago, and she cried her eyes out. It's just who she is, you know.
Yeah.
She gets attached to these things. She cried when it died, and she posted. I think she sent it to my dad or posted on Facebook or something. And my dad said, "You waited too long to put it in the stew pot." And I just laughed and laughed. I thought it was the funniest
That
thing
is
ever.
funny. That's good. That's good, clean American fun right there.
That's ruthless.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just don't get it. I mean,
Yeah.
I look at those animals as food, so I would never.
Yeah.
I love my chickens. I think they're cool as fuck. But would I eat one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
You gotta eat.
I guess that's something a decision you have to make ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to get attached to this thing, or am I going to continue to look at it as a future meal?
Yeah, I just.
Because like I've had chickens and I've ate them. You know what I mean?
my
Yeah,
cock.
Yeah, and I did eat John's cock.
it was delicious.
It was great. It was a nice cock.
It was a little small. On the
It was smaller on
small
that.
cock.
Yeah, it was a smaller cock, but as far as cocks go, it tasted great, and I think the story behind it was you guys couldn't have it over here because of where you live, and it
Yeah.
was making a lot of ruckus.
It was a lot of ruckus.
And
And
when it
Yeah,
went
so
to
you
Seth's house,
brought your cock over to my place, and
you
it's-
looked after my cock.
Yeah, I took care of your cock
and
for a
you
while.
beat it. You beat that cock.
That's how I
It
got
was a
it.
short beating.
Yeah, it was
It
a
was a
short
real
beating.
short
It was
beating.
real short.
Quick.
So, but basically, what had happened is I had a coon attack at my house. I had a bunch of coons come in and kill all my chickens, but the cock lived. I guess
My cock lived.
his cock was a survivor, if you will. It persevered.
But you put it to sleep.
But and now you can't leave it to its own. And at this time, I was in the middle of a divorce, and I didn't want chickens to begin with. So one day I just went out there and I took care of this cock, and I basically smashed this thing, and
took that cock.
I ate it, and it was good. It was good.
Hey, I grow pretty good cocks over here.
Yeah, no, it was well fed. You know, it was well manicured, taken care of, and I thought, hey, it tasted great. Tasted like chicken. My mom asked me, like, how did you eat it? I was like, what do you mean? What was I supposed to do with it? You know what I mean? I
On
boiled
a serious note, yes, John had a cock that he gave to Seth.
I
and
had
he killed it
I
later.
had a rooster. I gave it to Seth because I could not keep it. He
Yeah,
kept
what do you
it
mean?
until he
This
couldn't keep it.
this is
anymore.
a perfectly legit story.
Kid show.
Hey, it was a cock.
Our terminology may be a little vulgar, but hey, a cock's a cock.
That's a
And
cock.
So
Yeah.
you did. What did it taste like? Just like chicken?
it tastes like chicken. It basically what I did, I put it in just like you would do a goose or a duck or something. Boil a big pot of water, and you stick it in there for a little bit, and take it out, and the feathers pretty much pluck off real easy. And I got it nice and clean, and I stuck that sucker in the oven, and it was delicious.
Hell yeah.
Tastes like chicken.
Fucking A.
Yeah, and that was a nice free range chicken. I mean, it would have some supplemental food, but it was good chicken. It was small. It was small.
It was a small cock.
Tiny little cock, but man, did it taste good.
Seth's hovering over
What do you
his oven.
What do you
at
expect
midnight.
from me? What do you expect from me?
Yeah, well, you know, you handle small cock. I mean, that is what it is.
It is what it
But it
is.
was good. It was good. And yeah, I'm not against it at all, dude. I'll if it's a pet that I'm getting with the, I don't know what the term is here, but I'm understanding when I get it that this is potentially going to be food. I kind of make a disconnect. I don't get attached to
I think
it.
it's almost more like a person, a mindset thing than.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna go upstairs and put a bullet behind Cora's ear and eat her.
No.
You gotta
that's
draw
different.
a line somewhere.
Yeah, there's a difference there. Absolutely. And there's some animals that you have as, you could call them pets, but they're more like livestock. It's different. You know what I mean? But like my mom, she's got chickens, and she's like, oh, I could never eat them. I was like, because she wants to get rid of them. And I was like, why don't you just eat them?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I could never eat them. I was like, well,
Just go kill 'em.
I was like, I'll eat them. If you don't want them, give them to
They'll
me.
cut their fucking head off and eat them.
Yeah.
It's probably the best chicken ever.
Yeah. I mean, it's great chicken. It's,
It doesn't grow up in a fucking cage.
yeah.
Kill
In a
'em.
cage eating its own shit.
Kill them, make her a bowl of chicken noodle soup with the chickens, and let her eat it. She's like,
There you
oh
go.
my god.
Like Scott Tenorman fed his Cartman fed Scott Tenorman's parents to him in
Yeah.
South Park.
This is delicious.
I thought about bringing them over here and just throwing them over John's fence and leaving.
Yeah, you can do that too. Sam be like,
Sam
look,
would love it. God damn it.
we got
Oh, I know.
company.
Sam would be like, "Oh my God, we got more chicken!"
Just yesterday, she was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about eating another chicken." I was like, "God damn it!"
Well, my mom wants to get rid of 2, so if you want some, they're all yours.
Talk to Sam.
I'll get rid of them. I got a stew pot with their name on.
Fuck stew. I'm making some wings and chicken breast. I'm like, yeah, Ma, that's what I should do. I should be like, yeah, Ma, John said he'd take them. I'll take them home and eat them. Yeah.
Hopefully, G doesn't listen
I hope
to
your
this.
mom don't listen to this one.
Now she ain't gonna give me the chickens.
You're gonna take my fucking chicken.
take my chickens. You're gonna eat them.
How do those chicken wings taste, Ma? You like those?
You want to come over for some chicken pot pie, Ma?
Yeah.
So, what we got looking ahead, we're going to definitely get out and do some more yote hunting before turkey comes in. Definitely looking forward to some turkey.
Yeah.
We're gonna get out there. And,
We're gonna go once, and we're gonna.
No. You give up on the turkey. I do not.
No, I'm gonna go work with my bow.
Yeah, I think that's a solid move. I would love to hunt turkey with the bow. I probably will. I'm gonna take the old Weatherby out first.
Not me.
Well, I can only hunt with my bow at work, so.
Yeah, that's your work.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you ain't got a choice.
Yeah,
Try an ice one.
yeah. But
Trout fishing's coming too.
yeah, I'm ready, dude. I was thinking about going out Sunday kayak fishing, but in the process of taking the kayak out, doing some fishing, I'm gonna scout also for some potential public land access that can only be accessed through the river. So I'm kind of killing 2 birds with one stone. 1, I'm getting out there doing some fishing, doing some kayaking, and 2, scouting public land for some potential
And
unused access. Because how many people are hopping in a kayak with their bow?
Not many. We scored some hunting property
Oh yeah.
Yes, we did.
down Smyrna, Delaware.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Enlighten us. I gotta go take it.
I do too, but
Me first.
it just it pays to open your mouth sometimes. I'm learning.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people you already know
Yeah.
own property and don't hunt it and don't care if you hunt it. So I've been working with this guy for 4 years.
That's something.
I've been working with this guy for 4 years. Well, he just bought his in-laws' house. And he got to talk to me, hey, I just bought my in-laws' house. I was like, oh, nice, man. Cool, good for you. And I was like, how much property you on? I'm expecting like a half acre, quarter acre, acre. I'm like, and he's like, oh, it's on 13 acres. And I'm like,
Okay.
okay, like what's it all like? What's the property look like? And he was like, here, I'll show you on the map.
Yeah.
Opens it up. He's got like 3 acres of just like, I guess they have horses and goats and shit. All the rest is wooded.
Wow.
Backing up all around fucking farm property.
13 acres. That's a
It's
solid
nice.
chunk of
It's a
land.
nice. I'll show you.
Yeah.
It's nice. So, ding, ding, ding.
Well, there you go. I
The
actually
Beers and Deers crew has
private land?
scored some property to hunt.
I actually have the same situation at work. A guy at work is getting ready to buy his in-laws' property. It has 9 acres over in Harford County. And he said, when I buy this fucking place, you gonna come fucking thin the herd for me, bro? I was like, yes.
So, I have another twist to the property we
Oh,
scored.
yeah.
And here's the twist, and I was telling you about it the night we got fucked up at McGlynn's.
Yeah. Tried to take home a couple plus-size ladies.
Yeah. I got urine bad.
So anyway, the property that we scored to hunt this year, we got to talking even more, got to talking further about this property. He's like, I'm not going to name names, but you remember such and such. He retired like 2 years ago. He worked with us. And I said, get the hell out of here. Such and such lives behind you. He's like, yeah. I was like, how much property does he own? He said, well, he owns 19 acres and it backs right up to my 13.
So that's a
And
potential.
I asked him, I said, does such and such hunt? And he said, no. And I know this guy, and I know for a fact he's going to let us hunt that.
Yeah. So
So,
that's
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a nice piece of property in
That's,
Smyrna.
that's 32 acres there
A
combined.
nice
So
chunk of
that's,
property.
that's a nice piece. I mean, it's not the biggest piece in the world, but hey, especially when you have, so you can have a small parcel. Like, say you got a 10-acre parcel, but you're surrounded by public land or what have you. Dude, that can be a really nice property as long as you don't over hunt it, you know?
And here's the deal.
Yeah,
Neither of these guys hunt their property. So these deer that are laid up on this property are going to be dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and God knows how long it's been since they've had human pressure.
It's God knows. We could be talking.
And let me reiterate this, and I've said it time and time again. The number one factor in keeping deer on a piece of property is human pressure.
Yes.
And they've
You
had
take,
none.
Take a place like where I work, where humans have not been allowed to hunt there ever. Guess what it looks like? A fucking petting zoo.
Fucking
There's
Jurassic
deer
Park.
all over the place. So you want your property to thrive with deer? There's a lot of things you can do with the property. Don't get me wrong. As far as from like an agricultural standpoint, like yeah, you could do the old tennis ball trick and throw it in there. I don't know if you ever heard that, but a deer habitat for like browse, like underbrowse. You throw a tennis ball out there, and if you lose sight of it into the underbrowse, it's a nice deer habitat. If you can see it, that means it's not such a great deer habitat because there's not a lot of browse for them. So like, you know, you can do stuff like making good food and stuff and try to get hinge cut to make bedding and these things. But the number one thing you can do to try to make your property better is alleviate human pressure.
Stay out of it.
Stay out of it and hunt it as minimally as possible. Try to get yourself some cell cam, stuff like that. And that's going to make a huge difference on a piece of property.
Yeah. Like you asked me a couple pods ago, like, what's the difference between a food plot and, you know, pile of corn?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's no pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the biggest factor of the two. I mean, even if you do have a feeder, you still got to go fill it from time to time. As to with a food plot, you're not going in at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our goal, we're all pretty on this. We're all on the same page on this. Our goal is to not get as many hunting properties as possible and hunt them every day we possibly can. The goal was to get as many properties as we can to minimize
Sporadic.
Yeah.
human
that
pressure.
way we can bounce around from one to the next.
So you're not hunting the
rather
same
than hitting the same
spot every time.
Yeah.
It only takes 1, 2, 3, 4 sits to
To
just
blow a property up.
blow it up.
Especially a old wise buck. He's gonna want to. He's gonna. It could be one time, and he's not gonna come back.
Yeah, every buck I've shot has been the first sit in that tree. So
Yeah.
So that's the goal, is to get as many properties as we can under our belt.
And that way you can utilize public land in that way too. Rather than blowing up your spot a bunch, go hit some public. There's like for Cecil County, Maryland, we have a plethora of public land to hunt here. So rather than blowing up your spot and hitting it every fucking weekend, go hunt some public, man. Try some different spots.
you have fun with that.
I like hunting public.
I
man.
hate it.
It sucks.
I did it for 30 years. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
We have a prime example. So we saved TJ's spot.
Yeah.
We can say TJ.
Yeah.
We saved TJ's spot for the end of the year.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
January was the first time we went in there and look at it.
Look at it.
Yeah.
It's like,
And that's a small spot because his property is really small, but it backs up. It's another one of those things. It backs up to a really large parcel. And we can't go in a whole lot there, like far-wise, but just being the little bit of property that he does have that we can access, I mean, if you leave that alone and let everybody around him blow it up all year long and then hit at the end of the year, it's going to be a great spot.
Yeah, I mean, we pulled 2 deer out of there out of 5 sits.
Yeah. I mean, so pressure's a huge factor, and it always has been. Just something to keep in mind before you, and that's another thing that I've been thinking about with coyote hunting. You don't want to put too much pressure on these properties in the off season either, making your presence known a whole lot with your coyote and turkey. If your main agenda is deer, it's a good idea not to overhammer them trying to kill coyotes, because you're in an effort to help the fawns there by killing coyotes, but you could also be scaring does off the property. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's given.
So there's a give and take there. I mean, but as long as you do it in a minimal amount, it's fine. But if you're going there hunting coyotes every day after work, it's probably not a great idea for your deer herd.
Well,
and the coyotes get smart to the call.
well, let me tell
Yeah.
you, these does are already shitting them out.
So
Dude,
it's
I was driving
A little
home.
early, ain't
Listen,
it?
Yeah,
well,
it's
listen to
way
this.
early.
Oh, you say way early. Saw a little fucking brand new baby walking across the fucking cornfield right up in Newark.
no shit.
Yup. Right up in Newark. I was on the phone with my dad. I was like, look at this little fuck.
Wow.
Wow,
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
really, really,
Yes.
really, really
Yeah.
early. It's
Yeah.
2 months early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
It's not impossible.
Well, I know it happened.
Fucking
because,
June?
Yeah.
You never know. You get a sick doe, she dies, the fawn might live.
Well,
you know what I
that
mean?
little fuck was
There's it's
across the fucking cornfield.
Wow.
Was it following something? Following a mama?
Going toward the wood line.
It's also
walking
really
out of the cornfield as the
also-
sun was going down.
really uncommon that they even move in the first 2 weeks of
Yeah.
their life.
It was moving.
They typically will basically stay in one spot and bed down, and the mama doe will go around and
And my dad,
browse and
my
whatnot.
dad was like, when her mom got smacked by a car or something weird, or who knows, I don't know.
yeah,
Probably won't live.
probably not.
But that's crazy.
Yeah, and that would probably explain why it was wandering too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because typically when they're in their first couple weeks of life, they don't move a whole lot. They wait
It was
for
young. It was
mama
young.
You should have went and got it and kept it as a pet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decoy.
It
Yeah.
killed it.
That's another thing that I'm excited about with Glendale.
Yeah.
I'm going to decoy the hell out of this thing. And I've never done decoying in the past because I've never had a 3D target. But I'm going to definitely use it as a decoy. I think early season, I'm going to take, we discussed this earlier today, take one of his antlers off,
Half rack him.
half rack him, stick him out there, and smack them rattling antlers. And the whole function of the half rack, the idea behind that is he's less imposing to potential bucks that'll come and fight him.
Interesting.
So with a Glendale being such it's a nice size rack
It's a
on that thing.
160-inch deer, ain't he?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So it's a nice size rack. So it could be intimidating to some bucks that are a little smaller, which, hell, a 130 class buck walks up. I'd love to shoot him. I don't want to scare him off, 140, whatever. But with you take half that rack off, all of a sudden he's less intimidating to these bucks. So you rattle them in, they see him, and they come up, and they think they're about to go smack this fucking halfway chump. And here I am with the Ventum. Thwack.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You see Conor McGregor with 2 arms. He's a badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
You cut one of his arms off.
Nah,
It's like, I could probably kick this guy's ass.
He probably beat your ass.
Yeah.
Probably,
Yeah.
but you think you got a better shot.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely have a better shot.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the whole thing about that. And then a little later in the rut, I might take both his antlers off and make him look like a doe. Nice hot doe. Throw a little
Spray some pee on
throw a
him.
little estrus on him. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Hell
So
yeah.
hey, things are developing. It's getting exciting.
Why is this dough got a bunch of holes in it?
Dude, we've got, what do we got? 6 months till bow season?
Something like that. April,
Yeah,
May,
a
June,
little
July,
less.
August, September. Yeah, 6
A little
months.
less than 6 months,
5.5.
and I'm already ready. I'm ready. I want it. I'm ready for deer season again.
Shit, I got a lot of eating to do before I start filling my freezer
Yeah,
up.
me too. I got a lot of.
Throw a couple
I've got
parties.
so much
Yeah.
eating to do. I'll tell you what. If I ain't out of meat by then, I'd be surprised. But if I am, we'll have a nice big cookout.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll throw down, and we can take my new tack truck out, and
I'm sorry, what?
yeah, we can take my new tack truck out and
Oh.
maybe do some grilling and
Oh,
some
okay.
like tailgating and stuff with it. You know,
Apparently you're going to borrow my truck.
my tack truck. But
Okay.
Now, when you guys say
can
tack,
borrow it.
when you guys say tack, you mean a fucking 90 S10 with tack spray paint on the
I'll
side.
take it. I love an S10.
Because the new tack truck's going to be
it's a pillager.
in my neighborhood.
If you want to borrow my
In my
tack truck,
driveway.
that's fine.
All right, gents. Anything else for the week?
That was a fantastic pod.
Anything else?
No.
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 All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Beers and Deers crew coming at you live from Cecil, Tucky. John, it smells like
John's
a mama raccoon crawled up your ass, gave birth,
You know, hey,
and they all died.
You've been shitting yourself.
Deer Park Tavern. Don't eat the food.
He shit himself in the blind earlier. My lord, I thought I was gonna puke.
Yeah, it's pretty rancid.
It's pretty bad.
I can't even
You
stand
should-
myself.
You should get checked. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I digress. This is the Beers and Deers crew. Tune it out. We will see you next week, every week. We'll see you next week. So tune in. Please subscribe. Give us a like. Shoot us a comment. If you have any questions, send them. We'll answer them.
Yeah, if you want to be a guest, call in.
Make it happen. We'll do a call.
Yeah, we'll do a call in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Maybe that's something we'll open up to.
Hey, Braden, you want to be on the pod?
Call in.
Yeah, that's
Call
a
in.
good idea. We'll have to hook that up. Anyway.
Yeah.
Next week. Tune in. We'll see you. The Tower Power, Jeremy motherfucking Runsky, John, JP Rambo Porter, and Seth the Guillotine Gills. We're tuning out. We'll see you next week. Appreciate it, guys.
Peace.
Peace.